Spell that again now. And add one little bit on the end. Just think of potato. How's it? So, you're right phonetically, but what else? There you go. All right.
Let's talk conventional wisdom for a moment. The conventional wisdom, Governor Palin, with you is that your Achilles heel is that you lack experience. Start with you, Governor.
My experience as an executive will be put to good use as a mayor and business owner and oil and gas regulator, and then as governor of a huge state, a huge energy producing state that is accounting for much progress towards getting our nation energy independence, and that's extremely important. But it wasn't just that experience tapped into. It was my connection to the heartland of America. Being a mom, being one who is very concerned about a son in the war, about a special needs child, about kids heading off to college, how are we going to pay those tuition bills, about times in Todd and our marriage in our past where we didn't have health insurance, and we know what other Americans are going through as they sit around the kitchen table and try to figure out how are they going to pay out of pocket for health care. We've been there also, so that connection was important. But even more important is that worldview that I share with John McCain. That worldview that says that America is a nation of exceptionalism, and we are to be that shining city on a hill, as President Reagan so beautifully said, that we are a beacon of hope and that we are unapologetic here. We are not perfect as a nation, but together we represent a perfect ideal, and that is democracy and tolerance and freedom and equal rights. Those things that we stand for, that we can be put to good use as a force for good in this world. John McCain and I share that, and you combine all that with being a team with the only track record of making a difference in where we've been and reforming, and that's a good team. It's a good ticket.
Senator.
So I think she'll be mediocre. She'll rise to the level of mediocrity. So I think she'll be mediocre. She'll rise to the level of mediocrity.
It was an obscene period in our nation's history. No, not our nation's.
As Putin rears his head and comes into the airspace of the United States of America, where do they go? It's Alaska. It's just right over the border.
But in World War II, I mean, we all lived in this century. I didn't live in this century, but in this century's history.
What newspaper newspapers and magazines did you regularly read before you were tapped for this to stay informed and to understand the world?
I've read most of them, again, with a great appreciation for the press, for the media.
Like what one specifically, I'm curious that you...
all of them, any of them that have been in front of me over all these years. I have a vast variety of sources where we get our news to. Alaska isn't a foreign country where it's kind of suggested. It seems like, wow, how could you keep in touch with what the rest of Washington, D.C. may be thinking and doing when you live up there in Alaska?
Forward to tomorrow, or we're going to go past to the back.